Long-time friend of PMU, and without any further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage Elida Drapienė, and her keynote is Teach a Lion to Dance. Elida works in EPSO-G, and EPSO-G is a group of energy transmission and exchange companies. That main activity of EPSO-G group is to ensure uninterrupted, stable electricity transmission via high voltage grids and natural gas transportation via high pressure pipelines, and efficient management, maintenance, and development of these transmission systems. So we're gonna make a high pressure on you to give your questions, and please do that all live here at the conference hall, or maybe you could do that on our platform. Just choose Q&A section. And now the floor is yours. 20 minutes for you. Please leave some time for questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you, Rolandas, for introducing myself. Then I have no. I saved 2 minutes for questions. So I work in EPSO-G as enterprise project portfolio manager and head of PMO, and that is a very interesting job to do, as I have a possibility to explore different environments of project management and see different projects implemented in the group companies. And two biggest in size and number of projects is electricity transmission operator Litgrid and natural gas transmission operator Ambergrid. That, as already been told, operates and keep in shape the main infrastructure of energy transmission in Lithuania. Baltpool functions as an international biomass exchange, which trade auctions of biomass products take place. Energy Cells, the youngest of us, is appointed as an energy storage facilities operator. I've heard the lucky ones will have a possibility to visit the big battery park, one of 4, that they are about to finish to construct. And Tetas, power grid service provider, designing, constructing, reconstructing, and technical supporting all the electric network and appliances. So, to sum up, many companies working in the same field for the same goal, but very different in size, age, culture, services. And I will talk about change management during digital transformation, and that's the time to say that if it's easy for startup to be born digital and to be digital, and it's entirely a different task for existing organization like this, a very traditional one, to become digital. And that's why I relate this to the task to teach a lion to dance. Why lion, you can ask? First of all, it's a sign of kings and other type of lords, and that relates to monopoly position we have in the market we operate. It's also a sign of strength and nobility. We are very traditional companies working many years with a lot of pride, proficiency, experience. It might be impression of male dominance, because when you hear the word lion, you probably have this hairy head in mind, not the other one. But that's just an impression, because not the hierarchies because of sex appears in a lion pride, nor the Lithuanian energy sector is male dominance anymore. Also, lions live in pride and protects one another. there is something called energy sector people's pride. Now I'm proudly in. And when I relate EPSO-G group companies and Allian, I do not think or talk about the cub one, the playful, the reactive. It's more adult one that observes strongly but calm, goes forward the goal. And this has nothing to do with laziness. It is a matter of maturity of sector companies and people. And here you see the curve of Lithuanian average employees in comparison with energy sector workers. And this shows that we have a challenge of aging people, especially electric engineers. And together with another energy companies and universities, we are working on this. But still, the typical average electric engineer is in his or her 40s, 50s. And that is a lot of experience and knowledge we are very proud and happy about. But when you talk about the disruptive power of digital transformation, that's something that has to be taken into consideration. So every individual in this Lion's Pride, in our Lion's Pride, has to accept the changes for the work he or she was doing for decades. It also has to admit or acknowledge the fact that you need a lot of trainings, the digital trainings, no matter how strong expert you in your work are. So to talk about change management, it is important to understand what digital transformation means for us, of the scope of digital transformation, and the difference between doing something digital to changing your business model, creating new services, changing the way we work, that can be described as becoming or being digital. And EPSO-G vision or strategy of digital transformation covers a lot of target groups. And there are some examples of it. So we do a lot for the clients. LitGrid is about to create the automatic generation control system that monitors the parameters of the network and determines every few seconds whether additional power needs to be activated, and if so, sends commands to do it. AmberGrid, there's another example of a digital project. AmberGrid has a pig that scrolls down the pipelines to explore it. And before this event, I thought that the name pig is because it's oval, big-size machine. But now I know that the pipeline integrity gauge that collects the digital signals and sends the digital signals from the pipeline and can tell a lot about its health. Another example can be creating a digital twins of real infrastructure objects that can tell about things happening very fast, and then we can react fast. And there is a chance to implement predictive maintenance with the help of artificial intelligence tools. We do something for one another or for employees as well. In order to take advantage of all the data and create new services, we have to be efficient in our daily operations. So we decided to transform our internal processes and IT tools we are operating to be more efficient in time and money. I will talk about it in a minute. We opened a lot of data this year. LitGrid introduced a renewable energy map. AmberGrid shows historical and real-time data of natural gas flow in Lithuania and around. And we are working on more data opening for society to feel informed and to feel that they know that we are transparent and helpful. As we are about to collect a lot of data and reliable data out of this digital transformation, our shareholder, that is a state represented by Energy of Ministry, they can use this data on future decisions of shaping and transforming the energy sector of Lithuania in the future. And that's just a few examples of our will not to do something digital, but to be digital in many of our services or all our services, if I may dream of this. And yes, we face challenges. We have to change the way we work. We have to be transformed technologically, and most important, we need to change the way we think. To start from operation part, the need to change operations comes from publicity and transparency first. Then it is already been told today that we need speed, we need to act or do faster than we did yesterday. We need more data. Open data is something, well, open and big data is something that everybody mentioned today. So there is a need to open everything we can do. And that's why we are about to standardize and integrate processes across the group. So all together, and every one of us will be more efficient and more and do better. And that's the bright example of what we started to do already. So we have quite a number of old legacy systems all over the group that we are trying to keep alive, and it costs a lot of money and time. So we reached the decision to develop unified cloud-based software as a service ERP, that's finance, project and portfolio management, risk and compliance management, and human resources management system for all the groups, for all the group companies together. And we even started non-typical procurement, during which we'll discuss with the experienced players in the market to reach the sustainable and the best decision we need for that we need for our needs. In result, we will not only be more efficient and collect a lot of data for future improvement. We will have a lot of data. A lot of data binds us to use such tools like artificial intelligence and machine learning to create new services, to create better services and that our client and society wants. Last but not least, we have to change the way we think. To survive existential threat of digital disruption this transformation brings, we have to accept the changes happening. We have to be creative in facing new challenges and possibilities that this evolving digital wave is bringing. And we have to get used to continuous changing, because digital transformation isn't a goal itself. It's an enabler to reach your vision and strategy to be stronger and greater in the future. And many of you heard, all of you heard about ChatGPT possibilities for the businesses, not only for people. So there is something to be in our agenda in the future. A lot of challenges, huh? The question that comes, and that's the last one of mine. So what's the plan? How are we gonna make it? I'll try to keep it simple. We'll try to stay and act like alliance. We'll implement strong leadership in different levels of our teams. We'll try to be open, communicate openly about the challenges we face, also about highlight the small success stories we reached every day. And one of the most important things we'll try to avoid a lack of focus and discipline, because that's the reason everybody says 70% of digital transformation fails. A lack of focus and discipline, I should admit, can cause a very serious problems for a line. So I believe that all together we'll try to teach a lion to dance. I wish you good luck with your future transformations. Let's dance, not stop.
Elida, thank you so much. You left time for dancing, not for the questions. That's good. We saw many lions on the screen. I wonder why lions do not eat project managers. It's because I think project managers works on lions' food supply chain. Don't you think so? Okay. So we still have got some time for one question. Again, we're going to do the same experiment as we did before. Yeah, we do have hand raised here. And Edita, I will ask you to bring the microphone.
Hi, Dita. Thank you. I'm Victoria. I am the project manager from the industry, not IT company. So my question is, did the digitalization process affect the ordinary workers? And what did you do with them? What did you do with their resistance? Because I know much information about it.
Thank you. That's a very good question and a task every day we are thinking of. And I love the term of Leila's today, the offline, what was people? Population, offline population. And that relates a lot to the task we are talking about. The plan is to move slowly with those people that do not accept the change very fast, to show the very small stories of success as an example to work better and to feel better, to show them why they need it. So that's the plan, and yeah, and move slowly forward the goal.
Or change manager, as Leila said. So. More questions? Yeah, we do have one more. Edita, we have one more question here, please. And yeah, it's lights. It seems that we are standing alone. You cannot see anybody.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us. And as we discussed this question about not so young people to attend them to your digitalization. It's today's question, but what you are doing to attend young people to your sphere?
Yeah, I mentioned a little that we have cooperation with not only energy transmission operators, but also energy producers in Lithuania, and universities, and we are doing very many things to get more students to go to universities and choose the energy engineering. We go to schools. All the people from our group can hold hand and said, I will go to my school or my kid's school. And we introduce why it's nice to work with us. We also go to the many other institutions to talk if they want to change their profession in order to become an energy field worker. So there are many things that I will not get into the details for now, but we do work from the schools to the companies in the regions to attract more people.
In other words, saying you keep your future employees well wired.
We'll try.
Always.
We'll try to.
Elida, thank you so much for your presentation. Let's hear a round of applause. And actually, I love this situation when Elida changed the music today at our conference. So I will ask DJ to put something. Oh, thank you. Finally.